So let's have a look-see. Move the window there. And oof. Kind of wanted to play Chronicles of Myrtana, but I can't seem to make the stream work for it. So let's play some Gothic.
A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it.
Just gonna exit out of the cinematic. I don't really need to.
There you are again. I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. What new threat? And then we get a video of, I think, like Incan statues,
after
Mayan
the fall,
statues or something.
Must become their
it's
ally.
so funny that
That's the only way to stop Beliar.
I think the movie files have its own audio, because if I have a movie or the intro, it just like jumps up in volume for some reason.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The sleeper
has been banned. You
good
vanquished him so much
story.
with his fine
Good
it
old
was an order to
good
all
versus
evil
evil
creatures.
story.
His last order was, come, and they came. All of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army
Tell
now?
me more.
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
What can we do now?
What can we do?
Alright, I forgot that
handle it by ourselves. Only the power of
the name of the series is actually like voice acted for some reason. I don't need to read out the chat whenever I like want to select an option. So that's
they
quite
possess a
fun.
powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat.
Get hold of the Eye of Innos from
convince
the
their
paladins
leader to support us. And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos.
Oh, right. Because this is Night of the Raven, so we're gonna do the whole Claw of Beliar thing.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Thank you, Zardus. I appreciate that. Why would the paladins give me the eye?
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons. The most important being, you have defeated the sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
I think that might be another fun game to stream. Arcs Fatalis, but let me first just
the eye itself
get with Gothic, because I do love this game. This is like one of my favorite games that I play almost on a yearly basis, I think.
Your words any longer.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you
because we were trapped under debris for like 2 weeks. I need some weapons.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
Alright, we will rummage through your entire towers, Artists, and see
Since
what
I
we can
have
find.
gone into exile, the circle of...
I know that I'm running a few workshop add-ons, so some stuff aren't vanilla Gothic, so the feel might look a bit weird, but well, it's like the health bars and the day timing and stuff like that. Oh, and better inventory management, because original Gothic 2 vanilla stuff is a bit awkward. Let's see, turning, nice little potion, And we can't do anything yet, really, because we haven't learned anything. Gothic's like one of those games where you need to learn how to do things. Read a little book, get some experience. We'll get back to the stone statue slab things later on, because that's more of the DLC or expansion. It's so funny because this is an expansion, not a DLC, but the expansion is set in a way where it's introduced during the events of the main game. So it kind of works like a DLC, but this is before DLCs were a thing. So just to put that in perspective, it's like they redid the game to just make it better, you know, change the storyline a little bit, change some of the mechanics, and just make it more coherent. Because I think the first Gothic 2 without Knight of the Raven is a lot easier, but some people prefer it, some people like it, and it doesn't just have to do with the easiness, it's also just the flow of the game itself. And the only reason I'm reading these books is just to get a little bit of experience, because if I press C, we see our character stats, and this is kind of a traditional RPG almost. You get to level up and become stronger over the course of the game, and you learn better skills, but you need to do something to get some experience. So either that's from what we're doing now, like reading, or killing some monsters, or I think even just doing some quests as well can also give some good experience. I don't know what that key's for. Ah, cool. Just some gold. I probably shouldn't have closed the chest. So let's just open this up again, grab all of the gold, grab the keys, daggers, all that stuff, and then I can just quickly move and go down. I think there is a Shrine of Beliar, so you can kind of pray at this later on if you've got the Claw of Beliar, get some extra stats for the sword. But that's something that's like not something people would know about unless they've played the game. So let me just go down, follow the path, do my mission like Zardes did. I need to go find some paladins to try and get a hold of the Eye of Innos. But we're still gonna ransack his tower a little bit just to get a little bit of extra gear, like a little bit of a leg up in the world before things get a lot more dangerous. So let's just grab what we can. That's one of those, although they fixed it in Gothic 2 where you can just click a button to take items. In the first Gothic, like Gothic 1, you had to do these weird things like hold down the action key and then press an action button to get the items. Like, these herbs aren't really that important that I'm picking up now, unless you want to do some alchemy stuff. But they might help us get into the town that we're going to go to just now. So let's get some herbs. The dragon root and goblin berries are actually quite useful though, because if I just hover over them, they can give you an extra stat bonus. So it's again some nice little extra bonus in the beginning of the game. So let's head this way, out the tower, and then we can follow the path, and we might actually start to see some stuff. I do love what the game looks like. Even though this is a modded version and there is some improved textures and stuff, but it's really like atmospheric almost. I really enjoy this. If you've ever played stuff like Morrowind or Oblivion or those type of games, you know, those RPGs with these big worlds. Gothic's not a big world, but it's very atmospheric. It's very, very nice to just get lost in. There's a sheepy. Oh, a goblin. I don't think I've got a weapon equipped yet. I might just have to run away quickly. I'm pretty sure that goblin's still following me, because monsters in Gothic basically have like this aggro range where if they see you, they just run at you. They might give you a little warning, like shout at you, but it's usually like the animals that will do a little warning, where stuff like goblins and orcs and such, they will definitely hit you. Let me just create a new save for the stream. And let's have a look. Let me see if I can actually fight this goblin. Let's see what happens. Come, little goblin. Let's jump back. Hit you back. Like, the combat looks very rudimentary, but it's like you can choose which directions you swing your weapon in, so it's actually quite fun, actually. and you can
Nothing
see
to
that
be had there.
it's almost like the character swing the sword or dagger in this case mindlessly, and as you improve it, his technique like it's a lot better. So it's so fun to actually level up in that sense. Where I'm going to now is kind of like a little hidden area. If you're like a Gothic pro, you know this is where Leicester is, and Leicester is from the previous game. It's like this buddy of the hero, and he might just give us a few tips when we're down there and we can get a little bit more experience. So let's have a fun time, see where we can find some mushrooms, more goblins. I know there's a ton more goblins in that side. And Gothic's like one of those games where you almost get this compulsive behavior to just save whenever you do anything, because there's a good chance you might run around something in the corner or around the corner that's just gonna pummel you. I know there is some field raider in the cave right to the next. I think there might even be 2 field raiders. Let me see. Let's just see if I yoink them with some fireballs quickly. Whoop, whoop. Down they go. And I think there is a few more extra like spell scrolls and stuff in here. But before I get too invested with exterminating the wildlife in the area, I actually want to also learn to do stuff like skinning. This is one of those games, again, you can pick up like skinning, and then it just helps you in the early game acquire some gold, because it does have a bit of an economy, but gold's really just more of a tool to just get better armor. I think it's like any RPG really, get better armor, get better weapons, etc. But with Gothic it feels worthwhile to save up your gold, where a lot of other RPGs, especially newer ones, will just see you almost like it's just like a free resource almost, where in Gothic 2 it feels, even though there's definitely like some hacks that you could do to get more gold, but if you just play it normally, it feels very well structured. Unlike a lot of the, I'd say, newer Piranha Byte titles, like Risen, not Risen 1, Risen 1 was actually really good, but Risen 2, Risen 3, and their Elix titles, the economies just didn't really feel like it meant much in those games. Alright, let's see, there's a little wolfie, almost like a doggo. Let's see, it's just a young wolf, so this one isn't too bad to take on. Never mind, he's actually bit me. Ooh. There we go. But all I get off of it right now is meat, because I don't know how to skin yet. And when I learn to skin, it makes it a lot easier. Or a lot better for me at least. So let's see, I can just do a little run through here. And there is my friend Cavalor, busy fighting a couple of goblins. But this guy, as you can see, is clearly very well versed in combat. Let's see what Cavalor's got to say.
Trouble? Damn. I don't know where they're all hiding. You kill one, and shortly afterwards they're all back again. Wait a moment. I know you. You're the fellow who was constantly baking arrows for me in the Valley of Mines.
So again, another person that you met in the previous game.
I can barely remember. Oh, come on. Back then, in my hut outside the old camp, I taught you how to shoot a bow and how to sneak around. Ring a bell?
Your name is Cavalor.
Your name is Cavalorn, right?
I think it's so cool that you can sometimes like misremember them or tell them, I don't remember you. We're gonna go to the city.
To the city.
Well, well. To the city, eh? You may run into problems with the guards. They aren't letting just anyone in anymore.
Yeah, the guards are a bit
Since
of
the area here is
like
swarming
bastards
with
in this game.
In the past few days, one of those former psionics from the Valley of Mines came by here. He said he constantly goes in and out of Corinus. He went into the valley below the big tower. There must be a way in there somewhere near the waterfall. Maybe you should
telling
talk
us
to the
about
fellow.
Lister. I'll actually go talk to him in a second, but that's some interesting armor you're wearing.
Interesting armor you're wearing. Don't you belong to the Shadows anymore?
Shadows?
And I think it's funny that
since the fall of the barrier.
with
The
this
moment we could
game,
finally leave
if
the
I watch
Valley
a lot of people when they
Mines,
review
there was
it,
no
they
reason
make,
for me to stick with them.
when they're English
Now,
speaking,
I
they
work
think
for
the
water
voice
mages.
acting is quite bad, but
I
I actually
belong
think the
to the
voice
Ring
acting
of
is really
Water.
good. Maybe it's because I'm not natively an English speaker, but I enjoy the voice acting quite a lot. You'll hear a lot of different accents, like sometimes people sound like mobsters or cowboys and stuff. It's so fun to hear, actually.
What are you doing here?
But that's just the
I'm
English
sitting
voice
tight.
acting. I think
If it
people
hadn't been
say
for
if
these
you
damn
play this
bandits, I wouldn't
with
be
the
here.
German voiceovers, which is what it natively is, it's a lot more serious and dark. But I enjoy the almost comicalness or the goofiness of the game when I'm playing it like this.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
I'm not really allowed to talk about it. All I can do is send you to Vatras.
Super secret.
He is the representative of the water mages in Corinus. The best thing would be to talk to him. Tell him you've come from me. Maybe he'll take you on as one of us. We urgently need more good people.
Sounds pretty good.
Weren't you and your people enemies of the water mages back then?
Those crazy old days are over. There isn't any more new camp or old camp. Now that the penal colony no longer exists, everyone is on his own. Most of us
right.
former prisoners are still being hunted. The water mages were able to get my sentence commuted, and now I can move about freely.
Okay. And what are the water mages doing?
What are the water mages doing now?
They're up to something big. It has to do with an unknown region of the island.
An unknown region? Where is it supposed to be?
I can't tell you more. Talk to Vatras in Corinus.
What was that about bandits?
Have you slept through the last few weeks?
Huh?
I'm talking about all the riffraff from the penal colony that are making themselves at home here in the area, plundering and murdering for all they're worth. I guess I'm lucky they didn't kill me. I let down my guard for one moment, and they clubbed me from behind. No idea how I'll get all my stuff back now.
And then this is like funny because now
You were robbed by the
we're
bandits?
gonna walk with him to
Yes, they beat me down and
deal some
tossed
retribution
me
to
to
the
the goblins for
bandits.
lunch.
But
It was damned important stuff.
you can basically
A
just
letter and all
stand
my money.
behind
I
Cavalorn and he
absolutely
takes
have to
care
get
of it,
back,
and you just
but without someone to
suck
watch
up
my
the
back,
free loot and
I'm not going
experience.
back there. That cowardly rabble.
Can I help?
Can I help you with the bandits?
Maybe. But as scrawny as you look, you surely haven't held a proper sword in your hand for weeks. Well, I don't have any choice but to take your offer. My time is running out. So, pay attention. Down this path here, you'll find one of those filthy holes in the ground that bandits like to hide in. The fellows there are the same ones who stole my stuff.
All right.
Let me
Sounds
know
like a
when
plan.
you're ready, and we'll nab the rabble.
I need better equipment.
I need better equipment.
Those swine haven't left me much. I can give you a wolf knife. Will that do for now?
You call that a knife? But what about
It's
healing?
actually a really big.
I
like,
still have 2 healing
knife.
potions here. Interested?
Sure, give them here. Let's mix it up with those guys.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Let's
Just
show
keep
our
my back
muscles.
clear, okay? Now they're in for a nasty surprise.
And let's just equip the wolf knife. And let's run off. I actually think there's a little exit. I'm just gonna yoink so I can sell that.
You
And there we go.
that,
As you see, free experience. Let's see. Grab that. Rapier, and then a wanted note. And if you open up the wanted note, this is so cool. When you read it, you're like, oh, it's a picture of me. Which means the bandits are looking for me. Let's see. Cavalorn's already in here, mixing it up with them. As you see, he's pretty much a bruiser. He's just taking care of business. Oh, I think I've seen this where he like runs and gets stuck a bit. And I'm just gonna save because in case the bandit deals with me.
You deserve that,
There we go.
lowlife.
So apparently we weren't that useless because we did actually help him. No, no, no. It's my goal.
So, that's done. Ha! They shouldn't have messed with me. Then I can finally fulfill my mission. I've lost too much time already.
What sort of mission?
Ah, yeah. First I have to get into the city, and then later... I don't know how I'm
Sounds
going
a
to
bit
get all that done in
diabolical.
time.
He needs to get in
What
the
about
city.
me?
Sounds so
Why
sinister.
not? You could take the letter into the city.
Cavalorn's
Then I'll
like a
have
really
bit
good
more
guy.
time
Like,
to take care of my equipment.
Part
One
of
the
what they call the
bandits
Ring of
must
Water.
have the
It's
letter
just
in his
about
pocket.
neutrality and all that stuff.
Take it to Vatras, the water mage in the city. You'll find him in the Temple of Adenos. He preaches there all day. Tell him that I wasn't able to get it done. And if he asks where I am, just tell him I'm already on my way to the meeting point. Okay? Oh yeah, one more thing. First buy some decent clothes from the farmers. Otherwise, you may be taken for a bandit. Here's a couple of coins.
Oh, you're so nice, Kevlorn. Thank you so much. So, let's grab
Nothing there.
whatever stuff I can from the bandits. I don't think
I'll
I can
never get this
pick
open
this
without
lock
the right
yet.
key.
Actually, yeah, it needs a key, to be honest. Let's just grab a few more things. There's the letter that I need to give to Vatras. Hey, he's got a key. Can I open up the chest now? Nice. Nothing that's really too interesting though. A bow, some gold, and a weapon. Or arrows, I should say. Let's equip the bow. I think I can. Even though I don't think you can play as a ranged build in Gothic, but at some point the enemy is going to run up to you and you're going to need to have some form of melee combat. Like, it's good to train weapons as well. Even if you go like a mage build, there's like a almost like a break point where you just need to a little bit of melee. Let's just save again, because I kind of save so often in this game. I just want to check, does a quick save work? No, I don't know which button it would be. I would have thought it'd be F5, but it's not doing anything. So let's see, doggo, it's just me and you. Nice, free level. We get like some learning points, and we can use those learning points to improve our skills. But one thing that I think is really useful to do in this game is to try and just get like one-handed or two-handed skill up to, I think it's 30%. You become more proficient in it, and it starts playing different animations. And it's funny because the skills as well, even though it feels more fluid and faster and you do it better when you actually swing the weapons, the percentage is actually just tied to like a crit chance actually. So you get like a 10% chance to crit, or 13% with one-handed weapons at the moment. And if you just make that better, it just makes it so much better to crit. I think critting in this game just basically makes the weapons deal double damage, if I remember correctly. But it's not like very complex. It's just really fun or good when you see you hit a crit. You can definitely see it makes a decent impact on the enemy. But we're just going to cut through here, and I'm going to do one of the best missions ever in Gothic. And that is picking turnips. But before that, I was going to let this guy know
I saw how you came out of the
I dealt
mountains.
with those
You can
bandits.
be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict. And we made short work of those. You look completely done in. What do you want here?
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night.
Ooh.
You had terrific luck.
That's not
Most
nice.
people don't get away alive.
So I can just tell him, those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
Thank you. Some wine. I actually think I can use the wine for something else. I'm on my way to town.
I'm on my way to town.
The way you look, you'll have to bribe the guards to get in. And you have to know what they want to hear.
And that would be...
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city. But that won't do you any good. You don't look like a farmer.
I see.
I need some equipment.
I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
Oh, let me just ask him
Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And
It's
don't
so fun
try
to see the
messing with
sheep
him.
just jump around
He's
as well. It
thrashed
kind
a
of
lot of
reminds
tramps and
me
thrown them off
of
his farm.
another old game, Black and White. But that was that brings back a lot of memories. Oh no, I don't want to get.
One less monster
Oofed.
around.
I didn't even get the experience for that. That's quite saddening. But let's make our way to our friend Lobart, and this is kind of the landowner, and he'll just give us some more missions.
Why
Or
are
a
you
mission.
hanging around on my land? Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
All right, let's hear it. I'm for the peasants.
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave.
Yeah, black
What do
and
you
white
think?
is
How
so
long will the
good.
paladins just stand
I remember
by?
playing that when
After
I
what
was
Onar
like
has
in
done, the
primary
whole
school
city is in
with
an
a friend.
uproar.
I played the first game. My older brother, who was in high school at the time, obviously, he he introduced me to it. But it was so fun, and I remember playing the second black and white like extensively. It was such a good game.
What's going on here anyway?
Don't you know what's going on?
Ah,
Boy,
Sacred.
where are you from?
That was also good. I
We're
love
on the edge of a
Sacred.
civil war. Up till now,
I loved.
all the farmers looked
I'm
at
not
the
sure if you
tribute to
know
the
this,
city as
where
fair
obviously if you played
taxation.
Sacred,
The
but like
paladins
the
will come
band
to
Blind
Corinthus,
Guardian
the
that
city
also
guards
wrote the
visit
song
us
for it,
more
and
more
they're even
often.
in the game, and you
Little
can
by
hear them
little,
play their
they're
song.
taking everything. If it goes on
Man,
like
that
this,
brings back
soon
good
we won't
memories.
have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
Tell me a bit about Onar.
Tell me more about this Onar.
Onar is the biggest farmer here in the area. He is broken with the city. They say he's hired mercenaries to keep the city guard off his back. Can't blame him. In any case, no royal soldier dares to set foot on his farm anymore.
That darn Onar.
Who are those mercenaries that Onar hired?
I don't know much about the guys. Supposedly, a lot of them are former prisoners from the mining colony. Everybody knows
scary.
what you can expect from them.
What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice, but I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. That's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
Sounds good. Well, somebody needs to choose. I'm looking for some work, sir.
I'm looking for work.
I can't use another farm hand, but I could offer some work to a day laborer. Well, what I mean is, you can lend a hand in the field, and there are certainly a few other things to do around here. I could pay you with gold, or give you a
That'd be
few decent
appreciated.
things to wear. The things are worth a fair bit. I can't give them to you for nothing, but I can sell them to you cheap if you work for me. By the looks of you, I should say, take the clothes. Anyway, the small turnip field next to the barn needs to be harvested.
All right.
All right.
Then hurry it up a bit before I change my mind.
All right, let's go pick up some turnips quickly. And then my compulsive saving disorder kicks in because I I don't want the game to like crash and then I need to redo this, but it's fine. This is like just one of these silly little missions or quests that you get, but it's so fun having stuff like this. Like imagine you're this hero that's supposed to be saving the world and whatnot, and here you're basically picking turnips to buy some farming clothes. Like I find stuff like that amusing. It's really fun. Makes it more realistic, I think. Even though it's a fantasy game. So let's harvest these turnips. Although this is like the only time you get like this mission. I don't think there's many more times where they tell you to pick turnips for people. I know there's later on in the game you need to like give some meat to somebody in a besieged castle, but it's a little bit different.
Hey, you!
Yeah, it's really difficult playing like older games because many times they can just
I need
crash
some
on you.
sensible clothes.
Like I wanted
can
to
give you
stream
clean
another
farmer's
game.
work clothes.
I'm not sure if
Can
you
you
saw
pay
earlier,
for
but
'em,
I
man?
wanted to play something known as Chronicles of Murtana. It's a Gothic 2 mod, and it's really nice. Although it's only voiced in Polish, but it's a really fun game. But I couldn't get it to capture for some reason, so then I just turned on good old Gothic 2.
Here are your turnips.
I think this should
Hey,
run
You're
fine.
not all that worthless after all.
It's less
Take it
prone
my
to
wife in
crashes
the
than what
house.
Gothic
Tell her
1
to
is. The
cook.
Gothic 1's
What
like
about
way
my
older
pay?
even.
I can give you 5 gold or sell you the clothes cheap.
Give me a better price for the clothes.
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
Alright, that's quite nice.
Have you got anything else for me to do?
I don't. But you can ask my wife or the boys in the fields. Maybe they need some help.
Alright, let's go ask his wife if she's got something for us to do. And I know that sounds like really dodgy, and I've seen memes on the internet about the wife, but You were really just gonna
Hey.
help her, like, get her a frying pan or something. Well, give her the turnips.
I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great.
And
That
then
should be
get
enough
her a
to
frying
fatten
pan.
those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Give me the gold, I'll see the merchant.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze,
I
do you hear?
promise I won't misuse your funds, lady.
Can you give me something to eat?
You can come back for more tomorrow.
Well, thank you for the stew. I think with the mods I've installed, there's going to be something that might be a bit buggy, but I'll explain if it actually happens. Let's just do some more stuff. I know there's a guy here that wants some booze, but I can just give him the wine that I got earlier already. So that makes life a lot easier. If I can just find the guy. His name's like... Hang on. I heard some fighting. That's also one of the cool things about this game. Like random... The environment is just kind of alive. Like monsters will just pop up and start fighting either each other or even other NPCs. It's fun to see. Like this living world almost. Oh, there's the guy I'm looking for, Vino.
Wait a minute. And how goes the work?
And it kind of
Same as
reminds me of
always,
this
lot to do, not enough
video
money,
that I
and
saw recently
with
where
a bit of
they're
bad luck,
comparing
orcs will come tomorrow
Avowed,
and
which is a
burn down
new
our
RPG
farm.
that just came
King's
out,
paladins have
to
occupied
old
the
games
whole
like
city.
Oblivion, and it's like,
But I can
ooh,
hardly believe they'll move their butts
have we
out
gone
here when the
backwards
orcs
with
attack
some
us.
game designs and principles and how we just do things? Because the immersion is just so much better in older games for some reason. Can I help you? Except Baldur's Gate 3, that was a really good game. I won't lie, that was a really, really good RPG. Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you.
No.
If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable.
He offered to sell me some clean clothes cheap if I helped out on the farm.
Well, I don't have anything for you to do, but you can bring me and the boys something to drink. Fetch me a bottle of wine, and I'll tell Lobart you were a real help to us.
Thank you. Slacking off on work, but here's your wine,
Here's
sir.
your wine.
I'd better not ask where you got it from, huh? Who cares? Well, thanks anyway. Lobart
I
will
really
only
love
hear
the
the
voice
best
acting.
about
It's
you.
so funny. They're just like so nonchalant sometimes.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
Nope. But Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Is there any interesting news?
I could have sworn I saw an orc over there on the edge of the
Orcs
woods
are
2
something you
days
don't
ago.
want to see in this game
Since
early.
then,
They're
I've
like
kept at
really,
least
really
one
strong.
eye open at night.
Let's go and see what else we can find. There is a Captain Gregorius.
Psst. Hey, you. Come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy, too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool. I could see that right away.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Gold is always good. Why not?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts, and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct, and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
Sure thing, Greg. I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy those clothes and give it to Greg, but before I do that, let me just finish my other objectives or missions. And again, this is so cool because there's no like compass showing you where to go or some breadcrumbs to follow. You just need to listen, and there is a journal. You can actually go into the journal, if I remember what it is, and read the stuff, but you need to come and read and figure stuff out if you forget what's going on. It's not just this easy handheld adventure. So let's talk to this guy.
Who do we
He
have
should have the
here?
frying
You're
pan.
on your way to the city. Am I not right?
Maybe.
You look like a fugitive. All fugitives are headed for the city.
Makes
You
sense.
could even be a former convict for the mining colony. I don't care where you come from, but I believe I have an interesting offer for you.
What can you offer me?
What do you have to offer?
The way you look, the guards will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. With this scrap of paper in your pocket, you can run about as raggedly as you please, and the guards will leave you alone.
That's good.
Interested?
Yeah, for sure. Although that sounds a bit dodgy, but there must be a catch to this.
There must be a catch to this.
No, no catch. You will merely owe me a favor.
How will you get in?
How will you get into town?
The guards know me. I will simply tell them that I have lost my pass.
What do you want?
What do you want for your pass?
I knew you were the right man. Listen, you will get the pass from me, now.
Just like that?
Just so. But if I meet you in the city, you owe me a favor. Do we have a deal?
Sorry. Yeah, give me the paper.
Sure. Give me that paper.
Here, be careful with that. It is very valuable. One more thing. Don't even think about breaking your word. As a merchant, I have a great deal of influence in the city. And it wouldn't go well for you. Believe me.
Do you now?
Show
Let's
me your
see if we
where.
can
Take
get
your
that
pick.
pan, which is what I actually came for. Oh, and a nice little amulet, but I'm not going to get that. I'm just going to buy the pan and leave.
I've got it.
Suit yourself.
And I remember there was a few things here, or did it just have the one scroll? That's fine. It'll pick. It's also one of those games you can pick up everything, but if you try and take anything, like somebody's actual position, if you're in their house or in a shop or something, it's similar to like other RPGs where they'll punish you, people will get mad, they'll either try and apprehend you or even start beating you. It's so cool. I love stuff like that. Let's go give Hilda her frying pan, and then I think I've basically done everything on this guy's farm.
Hey,
Here's your frying pan.
here's your
lady.
frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
Alright, so let's go this way. Let's read this book for some... No, I can't read the book. I think actually this is because that's part of a modded thing. It's not there with the vanilla game, but I could be wrong. So
Hey.
let's just speak to Lobart and ask him. Look at the guy, he's like stuck in like a turn animation. I love that. How much for the... Or have you got anything else for me to do?
Have you got...
I don't.
Nah. Just ask him about the work clothes. But here it's
How
cool.
much
It's
for the
he's
work
like
clothes?
remembering or
Well, we'll see.
sees what we've
You
done on the
worked the
farm to give
field
us
for
like a
me.
better
You helped my
discount.
wife. Vino says you were real help to him. And that's saying something. He doesn't usually hold with day laborers. Maleth said you chased the bandits off. The bastards have caused us a lot of trouble. Thanks to you, we're rid of them. 30 gold pieces.
That's
It's
not a
not
bad
gonna
deal.
get any cheaper.
Alright, give me those clothes.
Give me the work clothes then.
There's a chest in my house where you'll find clean things. But don't even think about taking anything else without asking.
Alright. I think this is where the bug might hit me. But it's fine. I'll just save. And see, because there's the chest. And you could actually do this without doing any of the quests as well. And the only thing that would happen is they'd get upset because you're technically stealing the clothes then. But I'm just going to take it. And then hopefully he doesn't run in here and wants to beat me down. It seems like it's fine. I've had occasions where they just get angry.
Hey, you!
But it is because of the mods. It's not a issue with the base game. Alright, there we go. Now we've got some nice farmer's clothes. As we can see, it gives us a little bit of protection in this brutal world, because when you start out, it's really one of those games where you are the weakest link. You are not the strong hero. It's a growing journey before you get to that amazing point of being this badass. Now we're just like small fish in the pond. These small fries. I'm just gonna avoid those things, because right now they'd probably beat me. Blood flies. They're agile, quick. I don't remember in this game if they can poison you in Gothic 1 and 2, but I know in Gothic 3 they can, but I don't really like Gothic 3 that much.
Hey, you!
Alright, let's speak to Greg, tell him, hey, about the city guard.
About the city guard.
Yeah?
Let's give him the clothes.
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel.
That local
Excellent.
yokel.
You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You
Spent
can't
30.
be serious.
Gold isn't everything.
So I
my
got 20
friend.
gold off him.
Take them for now. I
But
have
it's
the
fine.
feeling that
You
we'll be
get like
seeing one
more
another soon.
missions and stuff
And
from this
who
Greg guy,
knows?
but he's
Maybe
part
I
of the
return the favor.
expansion.
Look after yourself.
Alright, let's continue. And let's see if we can get by the guards. Or I could go visit my friend Lester and hear what he's been up to, but I'd like to really learn how to do skinning before I do any of that.
How?
What is it?
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Look
Boy.
at the way you do. You
I love the
surely
way they
cause nothing
talk.
but trouble here, boy. And we got enough
It's literally
rabble in the
like
city.
this old western
We have
stuff.
no
I can
use for
see
people
why
without money.
some people don't like the accents and stuff, but I love it. It's so funny. We can tell him I've got gold or I've got a pass. So let's tell him I've got the pass.
I've
'cause
got
I
a
do.
pass.
Really? And who you kill for that, you cutthroat?
Now, will you let me pass or not?
Well, go on in before I change my mind.
Thank you.
Halt, stranger.
Lothar,
I
the
am
gatekeeper.
Lothar, paladin of the king and humble servant.
But the armor
to
looks so
Enos.
good. I really
Your
love the
lord,
paladin
our
armor.
commander,
They
Lord
look
Hagen,
really like
has entrusted me with
metal.
the task of explaining
Like
to
so
all
strong.
newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town,
I don't know if
everyone
you
needs to watch
heard
out
that,
they
but
don't
it's like
suffer the same
you could
fate.
hear they recorded some of the voice lines on different days or different environments, or maybe it could just be a different voice actor in that instance. I have an important message for the leader.
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard,
Okay.
is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
That's not what
Lord
I heard.
Andre, like Andre the Giant. Let's see. Listen, the city is threatened by dragons. Let's tell him.
Listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
That can't be true. Another lunatic. We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some dimwit scaring people with fairy tales about dragons. I immediately locked up the last person who was here telling dragon tales and sent him to the Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So mind your tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic among the people.
It makes sense. Somebody else reported it?
Somebody already reported the dragons here?
Yes. The fellow's name was Diego. I think so, in any case. I warned him just like you. But the lunatic just wouldn't stop getting on my nerves.
Ah, Diego, he's another old friend of yours. I've come to get the Eye of Enos.
I have come to get the Eye of Enos.
The sacred Eye of Enos. How do you know about that? You're not a member of the Order.
A magician
Sacred
told
Eye
me
of
about
Enos.
it.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our
It's just
order to you. But he
it's one of those
certainly didn't
gimmicky
mean
things,
for
you
you
know,
to get
the
your
object,
fingers
the
on
thing.
it.
But
I don't want to hear
The
any more
gizmo.
about it. First you start with fairy tales about dragons, and then this. Incredible.
would have thought of that himself.
I can ask him about the citizens, but this whole story with the citizens go missing, again, that's part of the expansion. And I think that's why the voice lines sound different, because if I play this, I think it sounds different. It sounds like a different person, maybe.
The townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover
like
what's
that throws me
behind
out
these
a bit,
strange
but
occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
he's like changing his voice. Like it's like I imagine you're speaking to somebody maybe has like split personalities, and the one guy is like this. No, you can't get past the gate. You're a crazy person, and the other guy's like just mild manner explaining that some people's gone missing. All right, explain the rules of the city to me.
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his
Like
troops.
mood swings.
That is why
almost.
access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the Paladins. Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia.
That sounds fair.
Any questions?
No. Let me ask him. How to become a citizen of town?
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town. But don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the town. As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town hall.
Sounds fair. So, let's see if I do a... Where can I find work?
Where can I find work?
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you, you are a citizen of the town. However, the other masters must agree to it. That's the custom here in Corinus. If you were thinking about looking for work in the Harbor District, forget it. The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
Oh, the harbor's not that bad.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town. You can save yourself the trip. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
I think you can even ask him, how do I get like paladin armor? And then he freaks out even more. How do I get accepted into the militia?
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the barracks.
How do I get armor like yours?
What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the militia! You're not even a citizen! How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a few militia soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be a paladin, you have a long road ahead of you, my boy.
That's like one of the cool things of Gothic is you can choose to join basically one of 3 major factions, and it kind of like changes the feel of the game a little bit since it's such an atmospheric game. Where can I find the commander?
Where can I find the commander of the city guard?
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city. It's not what I heard.
And
where can I spend the night here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel directly across from the barracks. The paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to the city. The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged there.
There we go.
I've got to go.
If I hear one more time that you are telling people here about dragons, you will be in big trouble. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. You don't need to tell me that sternly. And it's almost 7 PM at night in the game. Wow.
That was quite obvious.
So there's a lot to do in the city, and if you're just like playing it for the first time, there's
Hello, stranger.
Really
You
so
must
much
be
to
hungry
learn.
and thirsty. Perhaps I can interest you in my wares.
You mustn't believe everything. I was actually on my way to see the paladins.
There's little chance of that. Since the paladins made themselves at home in the upper end of town,
That's not nice.
hardly anyone gets in there anymore.
That's not what I heard.
I need some money, I'm looking for work.
I need some money, and I'm looking for work.
I've heard that Bosper has trouble with his suppliers. His shop is right over there. They say he pays pretty well.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
Me? No, I don't have much say here myself. There are a few people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guards. Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to him.
Where can I find Mateo?
You're standing right outside his shop. Just go on in. He's practically always there.
What about the other influential citizens?
What about the other influential citizens?
The merchants and master craftsmen here on the main street are the most important figures in the city. You should try to get accepted by one of them as an apprentice like me. Since I started working for Mateo, the people in the city treat me with respect.
Nobody will learn anything from me. What do you have to offer?
I think
at the moment, the damned landowner does.
Let's see.
Show me.
Known a long time.
Yeah, nothing major. I do know that I think if you eat like 10 or 50 apples or something, you get like extra stats as well, like extra strength. But that's more like a hidden little Easter egg almost. So let's just ask him what's the peasants'
Tell me
revolt.
more about the peasants' revolt.
It's quite simple. Onar, the fat landowner, won't pay any more taxes to the city. Imagine, we're at war with the orcs, and that fat slob wants everything for himself. Normally, the city guard would take firm measures in such cases. But now comes the best part. They say Onar has hired mercenaries to keep the troops from the city off his back. Mercenaries. The whole thing will end in a damn war, as if one war weren't enough.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What do you know about Onar's mercenaries?
What do you know about Onar's mercenaries?
I heard that most of them are former convicts from the mining colony, and their leader's supposed to have been a big shot with the king, a general or something, whom they put away as a traitor. These are terrible times.
Alright, well that does sound quite bad. Let's see, I want to talk to Bosper so that I can learn skinning and actually not feel bad if I take down wolves and stuff like that.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
I'm looking for work.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
Nobody will learn anything from
I think there's a few masters you can join. You can either become like this Bower's huntsman apprentice, and that just helps you get some good gold from skinning. There's also a blacksmith, a alchemist, and I think those are really the main masters you can join, and the other ones just you can get their approval, but they're not looking for apprentices. So let's say, what if I want to sign up with another master?
What if I want to sign on with one of the other
But he'll
masters?
still teach you how to like do skinning.
Balderdash. Herod and Mateo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay you. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
Okay. So I'll tell him. Why did your apprentice give up his job?
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
Actually, I think it's Bardock. I need to get into the upper quarter.
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
Alright, I want to start as your apprentice.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
Right, what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like. Or, you can start with one of the other masters, if that's what you really want.
Alright, teach me how to skin animals.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
When he puts it that way. At least it's not as in depth or as graphic as Red Dead Redemption 2's skinning when you learn how to do that.
About the wolves?
We had agreed on half a dozen, but you've...
So 6 skins. Let me just save, and then I might just run back and get a few skins. Oh, that looked funny. I'm gonna run to where Lester is based, because I know there's a few wolves there, and they shouldn't pose any real risk. Let me see if I can take these bloodflies down, maybe with a bow as well. I just need to see, do I need to equip the arrows? I actually think you... Okay, it auto-equips them. So let's see. Alright, let me save again. And if I pull out the bow... Nice, okay, never mind. Seems like I was afraid for nothing earlier. I could have just done that. Would have worked fine. Oops. But this game looks really good for its time. I mean, again, I did mod it, so it does look a little bit better than normal, but even unmodded, it looks pretty good. Oh, I don't like that sound. I don't like goblin sounds. I'm gonna save again. And that's a big goblin. It would have said like small goblin or something if it was easy. So you're mainly just looking for the easy prey when you start out. Bow and arrow is actually pretty strong in the beginning.
To plunder.
Surprisingly. Let's just eat something, some apple, maybe a berry, and then I can just save again, because I'm very specific about saving the whole time. So let's just see if I can find some more wolves. I'm pretty sure there might be one more around here, but when I get to Leicester, there's going to be a few wolves around him. The only issue is it's getting a bit dark right now, so it'll make navigating the woods where Leicester is a little bit difficult, but it's fine. I'm sure we'll manage. You might see me also just randomly jump like this, because if you do it right, it's technically a little bit faster than just walking. I don't know what it is. It's probably like the gravitational thing where it makes you like shift a little bit forwards. But there was also this acrobatics skill that you can learn in Gothic, and when you jump you like leap forwards, and that's just way faster to travel as well. But I don't remember if acrobatics is a thing in Gothic 2. I don't think so. Let's see, let's get down here. And when I'm down here, let's just enjoy this waterfall. And let's go have a wee look down here and see what we can find. I know there's some goblins on the left, but I think they might overpower me as well. because true to their nature, they usually travel in packs. And they've also got like the whole social aggro thing in Gothic. Like if you anger humanoid type of enemies like goblins or orcs or bandits or whatever, if there's other people around, they'll notify them and the whole group will come and try and fight you. Whereas with monsters, you can actually try and lure them out one by one and take care of them that way, like wolves or there's many type of different beasts in this game, but you can thankfully kind of like lure them out to deal with them more easily. Let's see what else there is. I think I can just walk down here. And what was that? That is just some healing plants and herbs. And I should actually see Lester somewhere. There he is. So you can just go chat to our old buddy Lester and he might give us some tips to get into the city, but since we've already gotten in, doesn't really matter too much. He's just nice and cozy.
Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too, Lester.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines.
All your buddies.
At least, I think so.
So, how long have you been hiding?
How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then,
Must have been some
I
good
haven't
swamp
left the
weed.
valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that...
Zardas the Necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry, he's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's Temple. He's on our side. What do you know about the area?
If you keep going down that way, you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that, but be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging around here. There's goblins and bandits too.
I already see my next prey in the corner of my eye there.
Keep
Wolf
going
standing
down that
right
way,
there.
you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that, but be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging.
Alright, thank you for that, Lester. What happened?
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty
And the Brotherhood
husks.
was just basically a faction in Gothic 1.
It was the same for me.
Like these
I had
guys
nightmares
were
and even
worshipping this thing called
hallucinations.
the Sleeper. That was
But
actually
once
like
my
the
head was
main
more
bad
or
guy.
less clear again, I ran for it.
Like an
Once, I thought I
interdimensional
saw a
demon
huge
target thing.
black
But it was so
shadow
cool
bounce
actually
on a
because it
group of
wasn't
fugitives and
as
burn
black
them
and
all
white
up
as
in a
Gothic
giant
2 is.
cloud
It
of
was
fire.
more
At that
interpretive
moment,
almost.
I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No. I took to my heels and ran.
You need to tell Zardas about the shadow.
Zardas.
It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it. Not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the
new
escape from the
Microtik
penal
hardware.
colony.
No, Nicola,
I think
I'm
you've
not
got
doing
big
any
plans.
PGP today. Today's game.
I'll see you later at Zardas's.
I saw Kevin post something about the server stuff for Microtik, by the way, and I replied to it on X on Twitter, and I thought it was really interesting, to say the least, because it's a server, but it's running a pretty beefy router as well. I also don't know how I feel about Microtik getting into the storage space or the server space, because to me it kind of means that they're gonna have to dedicate more of their resources and development into that field, into that part of the business, And that just to me means that they're going to have less resources available to the networking stuff, which is kind of why we all love them. So I don't know 100% how I feel about it, to be honest. I'd love to have that server in my house or home lab, but I think it can cause a lot of weird issues. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Microtech is hiring more staff and it won't affect anything, and it's actually a good move because it can grow the business. But we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. It might not go well, or it might go great. I don't know. But how do you feel about the new storage stuff? Like, do you think it's cool or interesting? I don't even know what it's going to cost, to be honest. Because I read somewhere it's running like a 2216 under the hood as well. And that's already quite pricey on just a router level. So if you're adding a whole server infrastructure stack on top of it, I think it's going to be pretty expensive. I think it's going to be very expensive, actually. I don't think I could afford to just buy that out of pocket. Listed as 9. Oh, that is quite pricey. I mean, it makes sense why it is that pricey because of all of the storage space on it and the type of technology and drives it's using. But that's definitely a bit too pricey for me. Like, I wouldn't be able to buy that out of pocket. I won't put it in my house. I'd probably just find like a second-hand server off of eBay and just repurpose it a bit. But that's just me speaking. I mean, I don't really have a lot of server stuff running inside my house anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah. Let's see if I can get up here. I'm actually like getting vertigo now because I don't know where I am in the game. But it's because it's dark. So I think I can go up here. But things get a lot easier later in this game as well, because you get like teleport ruins and you can teleport quickly between the notable areas. I should say it's kind of like fast travel, before fast travel was a thing in games, because here you don't just press the map. You can't even open the map until you buy or obtain a physical map, which is so cool to me as well. No. You're welcome to talk about the networking stuff as well. Like, I enjoy talking networking. This is just me in a different setting. Like I said, it's just gaming a bit, but it doesn't have to just be about the game. It can be you if you want to chat networking. I love chatting networking. I mean, that's kind of like half my persona is networking because I've been in it so long. And I still feel like a noob sometimes, like many times actually. But I think that just comes with the territory. Like anything in the technical space is just very transformative, or changes a lot. It evolves a lot, I think I should say. Nicola, this is a game called Gothic II. It was developed by a German studio called Piranha Bytes. I think this came out in like 2004. It's really dark now, but it's because it's raining. So it might look a bit bad on the stream, to be honest, so I might just want to find a bed to sleep in. But it's one of those things that's like super immersive, I should say. I mentioned earlier in the stream, it's like very atmospheric. I love stuff like that because it like puts you in, you know, just like a different space for a bit. Like it's relaxing. It makes me think, and just it's not this action-packed just full rush adrenaline and serotonin and all those chemicals through your brain the whole time. It's really like just sit back and enjoy. I mean, it does have some combat and stuff, but it's not like going to make you feel like you're playing like a World Cup game or anything like that. I'm like legit lost right now. I know the farm is here somewhere. Where am I? It's so dark, I don't even know where I am. And I could technically open up the console for this game, because it also has like a console window and you can like change some stuff with the script almost. Okay, this looks a bit better. Although with the mod that I'm running in the game, it uses DirectX 11 as well, and the game was built off of DirectX 7 or something. So you can see it makes this, like the rain, the water, look very glossy almost. It doesn't look natural at all. Is there a bed for me? Please, somebody tell me there's a bed. There we go. Let's just have a little nap until morning, because then that looks a lot better. There we go. That looks so much better. Because I know, like, if you're watching like YouTube videos or Twitch streams and it's like dark, you can barely see anything. There we go. Back to normal, awesome state. Did I get the 6 wolf skins that the guy was asking me to get? I think I did. I've got 7. That's perfect. That is perfect. So I can now give him the skins, but I can't become the apprentice yet because you first need to get the approval of the other masters as well. But I might pick up some arrows because the bow is actually feeling really good on the early game as well. It's really useful for just these small monsters. And you, Nicola, have you been keeping up? I've seen you do a lot of stuff, or at least replying to a lot of Microtix videos, because they've been posting a lot of videos. Like, I enjoy watching their stuff, but there's it still comes from the sense like it's from a company almost.
I've got them here.
Great. Here's the pay I promised you. And what do you think?
Thank you.
Isn't this better work than banging away at swords all day, or filling little bottles in a dusty chamber?
I want to start as your apprentice?
I want to start as your apprentice.
Great. You seem to know the basics already. But Harrod says he's never seen you. Thorben has no idea who you are.
I haven't spoken to anybody else.
Constantino has never even heard of you.
Because I haven't.
Matteo
so
says he's never seen you before in his life. You need the approval of at least 4 masters in order to be able to start an apprenticeship in the lower part of town. This means that you should talk to all those who do not quite approve of you yet.
Alright, so who can I talk to?
So why wouldn't they listen to me?
We can talk to Matteo, who just wants his gold back, or that carpenter guy, who just wants you to prove that you're religious, which is funny.
What can I do for you?
What are you selling?
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
That's quite pricey, but I know how to get the armor without paying for it. I'll show you guys a little trick. But they even explain it to you with the DLC, where they just kind of made stuff like that more interesting or more obvious. But it's so cool because you can use stuff like a sleeping spell and make like a guard go to sleep and then just take the stuff. It's pretty cool. What do you know
about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to this city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
I've got the 7.18 beta running as well. In the lab, but there hasn't been too much that I've actually tested, because obviously I can't really test hardware acceleration in a virtual lab because it doesn't really do anything.
The paladins,
but I saw they made yes, VXLAN. They've made some lots of improvements. Kevin's been going on about that as well. I know that they've also made some slight interesting tweaks with how you can like do VLANs from the bridge, where you can use interface lists as the ports for the ports itself, and it just autofills all of the information based off that interface list. which seems very useful. I actually think I went over it in the lab on Monday. Can you help me get in the upper quarter?
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
Alright, so can you help me?
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is,
it is
how
very important, sir.
is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
Alright. How exactly can you help me, or what are you asking for your help?
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
You shark.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But...
in principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her.
No,
but Master Thorben, the carpenter, is
that seems
also
a bit
very influential
or a bit
man.
extreme.
Get me the money and I'll help you.
Where can I find Gritta?
Where can I find this Gritta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
Okay.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
All right.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
One thing at a time. First fulfill your part of the deal and bring me the gold.
Right, let's just see what we can do. Because this is a lot of like talking business right now. Let's see if I can get that armor quickly just by doing that sleep scroll business that I was talking about.
And so he set himself between his brothers.
Ah, that's also cool. I love touches like this. This is what I'm talking about, like this atmospheric. You know, just like, there's a preacher dude. He's like just telling everybody. He's like got his sermons.
Was a place in which Enos and Beliar
just fun little
had
things.
no power.
Alright, let's see. I think this guy sells sleeping
I'm
scrolls.
Zurus. Do you need an essence of healing or a...
Show me a...
I just received some new potions. My guest...
Let's see. You have a sleeping scroll. Yes, you do. For 100 goldaroos.
He'd better shut up.
Oh, and that's also the thing. Like, you'll hear people do like small talk, but it's not as good as the Oblivion small talk. You know what big disadvantage with L2TP?
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
It had to happen sooner or later.
And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep.
Honest, I don't recall having that as an issue with L2TP.
And Adanos was pleased with what had arisen.
Because previously I'd use
Ask him. No.
I'd established quite a few
I guess we'll never
connections to an L2TP router for different customers to just bring them into a VRF almost. So I think it should work fine. I don't recall or remember it dropping, except if it's maybe some very specific case or situation that causes that. Okay, so that guy was just telling me about the bandit stuff again. Oh, I'm just gonna go get that quick armor, because I remember I can just put that guard to sleep.
Where did you pick that up then?
And instead of paying 250 gold, I'm technically just paying 100 gold for it. So that's quite nice.
Halt! No one may enter the storeroom!
Alright. Except if I do this. Yep. I love stuff like this. It's like one of those things you wouldn't think of. And I'm just gonna yoink everything. Some free clothes, some sausages, lab water bottles, whatever. Everything that you can just kind of like resell and make some extra gold. And there is that armor. Nice. Alright, I'll try in the next lab session, like on Monday. I'll take a look. Tab is for the inventory. So now I can put on this nice leather armor, and then I look like a local yokel. Awesome. 98 gold. Let me just sell a few things, because maybe I can do...
I've heard a thing or two.
That's all just gossip.
Show me your wares.
Okay.
I never knew that.
Let's see. I can sell these citizens' clothing, because I'm really not going to use that. I should have actually equipped this belt of force that I got from Zardis' tower, but I forgot that I had that. I can sell that. Keep the wolf skin until I become an apprentice.
So why won't they listen to me?
He doesn't see that.
One-handed. Sell a few swords. Sell these cudgels. Daggers. Oh. I wanted some arrows as well earlier.
That's been known a long time.
Alright, that's good. That looks good.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
And how much gold do I have? 380, that's pretty nice.
That's been known a long time.
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere. No work, and now the farmers have risen up too.
Oh,
what
really?
winds have blown you here?
I'm looking for work.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
Alright, that makes sense. What if I want to start apprenticeship with one of the other masters?
What if I want to start an apprenticeship?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Yes.
Yes, a most humble servant. Master...
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing, too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
And I've come about Grita.
I've come about Grita.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Grita should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
I'll speak to him about the other stuff later. I just first want to speak to Grita and then maybe get those approvals. or the blessings?
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Greta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorben.
Okay, Mateo sent me.
Mateo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
I'm going to pay the sum for you.
I'm going to pay the sum for you.
You would do that for me? Oh, I knew you weren't a greedy bastard like that, Mateo.
Even though that's taking, I don't
never
know if
mind.
that's the good
Come
thing
back
to
once
do.
you've taken care of that.
Sort
I
people's
want to
bits
show
out
you
with
my
them like that.
gratitude.
Oh, before I do that, let me do the blessings.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame. Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine. What can I do for you?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
From Cavalorn.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Let's just see. I think I can ask him for a blessing. I'm asking for your blessing.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
That's so nice.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Yep.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well,
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
what is this message?
Dragons have come.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardas the magician told me.
Zardas the magician told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer? So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict.
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former
I missed
prisoner
that localization.
who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
All right.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
Okay. I have vanquished the sleeper.
I have vanquished the sleeper? Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Khorinis these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
So what would be an appropriate deed?
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Khorinis is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However,
yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to see me.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
I shall do that.
I shall do that.
About the missing
About
people?
those missing people?
Yes?
Where
should I start? Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
All right.
Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Alright, that's not bad.
Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Great. Now there's like a sub-quest I want to do almost. But let's get the blessing from the other priest, so that I can get the approval of the one master. And while I'm this side, I'm also just gonna get like an item outside the walls that is needed for another quest, which I technically don't know about yet.
Wait a minute.
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort?
Go away, don't tell me that.
Do you want to direct a prayer to
I
our
love the
Lord
voice acting,
Minos,
it's really, really
or
good.
donate some gold for his church?
Really, how interesting.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold to the Holy Church of Innos, won't you?
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, without a modest donation to the church, it is impossible.
He actually sounds like one of those televangelists.
Of your good intentions toward the Holy Church of Innos.
It's crazy.
Someone's got to do the work.
How much do you want?
So, how much does a donation usually
He's
run
gonna
to
like grab
here?
100 gold off you.
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Alright, thank you so much.
Really? How interesting.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. However, this is allowed only to citizens and the city guard.
That's
and of course, to us, magicians of fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians. However, the path to acceptance is long and full of work and study.
I think becoming a fire magician is actually quite fun as well, and it's got its own fun sub-story, but I usually like playing as a mercenary, but we'll see. We'll see.
That's an open
let me just go and get that weapon outside the walls that I was talking about. It'll just help me get the approval of the blacksmith, because he's like, hey, if you want to join, I'll let you, but you need to find me an orc weapon.
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
I come from the city.
From the city?
Well, well. Then what are you doing wandering around out here, so far from the protective walls of the city?
What's so dangerous out here?
Many things. I bet you'll be yelling for my help after the next bend in the road.
Probably.
Just assuming I would fall back on your help. How much would that cost me?
I am merely a humble servant of the king, and would not enjoy fleecing a helpless little citizen of the realm. But you know, if you put it like that, I wouldn't object to a little financial backing to promote our future business relationship. 10 gold coins should do for starters. What do you think?
Why not? Here's your 10 coins.
Terrific.
It's fine.
If you need my help, you know where to find me. But please do me a favor. Don't come to me with any trifles. I can't stand that, you hear?
Yes, sir. Alright, let's see. These are big blood flies, so they might actually be a bit of an issue. But let's see what happens if I try and take on a big blood fly. No, this thing's gonna destroy me. Ooh. Come on. Oh, come on. I actually want to, because if one of the other NPCs kills like a monster or something like you just saw, you don't get any experience. Only if they are escorting you on a quest or something do you get any type of experience, so that is unfortunate. But it's fine, at least I didn't kick the bucket, so to speak. So let's see, I think the orc weapon was around here somewhere. Let's see. So now suddenly that bow isn't as strong as it was when I was just fighting these wolves. At least it's pretty effective against these rats. So that's quite nice.
Nothing to be had there.
Let's see. The mole rats might be an issue. The problem with this mod is it does change where I remember things being. No, these guys are gonna mess me up. You're gonna mess me up. I might be able to do this. Hit back, hit back. Nah, this thing's gonna destroy me. Ooh. There was a clip. I'm in big trouble. No. And there we go, first diff. But it was at least not too bad. I think I don't have to fight those mole rats. I can just run past them if I need to. Did I just hear somebody like take out a sword? No. Well, I did, but it's not as dangerous as I thought as it was. Where is that orc weapon? Maybe I should just take out these giant rats, because they can definitely they could definitely cause me some issues. I'm glad I'm not the only one that heard it. But I think it's because I'm right next to the barracks, and they like there's a guy, like they're training and doing stuff up there as well. So it probably like when you reload the game, it
Nothing to be had there.
Reinitializes the people there, and they like just, you know, pull out their weapons and start training and all that stuff again. Do I have anything for some mana? But I don't really need the mana. It doesn't bother me too much. I just took care of the 2 rats. Meat bugs. Interesting little squashy guys, but it's like free experience. If I can hit it. Let's just shoot it with an arrow. It's like a bit of waste, but it's fine. There we go. Cool. I think they give some meat bug meat, and you can eat it as well for health, or like make like a meat bug stew if you cook it. But that's not what I'm gonna do. I wonder if the orc weapon is here somewhere. It might be in this cave, but I swear I remember it lying outside the wall somewhere. But I'll see if I can actually move and not run into a tree and get stuck in a tree apparently, and then fall. My guy's like stuck completely there. Oh no. I'm pretty sure those mole rats are coming as well. If they are, I'm in big trouble. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. So, is there anything here? Just some mushrooms. So that's nice. I think there's also like a trick if you like eat 100 or 50 mushrooms, you also get like a mana boost or something. But I really don't like playing the mage builds. But I might play it for the stream specifically for that reason, because it's definitely something I don't usually do. So I think that could be fun as well. Hang on, what's that? Just a rusty sword. Is there anybody here? No, no, no. Thank you. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. I am not going to get involved. If the mole rats were beating me up, like an actual person will beat me up badly as well. Although there is a bit of a trick. Hang on, did they go and fight the mole rats? Oh, nice. Because if the one mole rat is down, I should be able to just handle one on its own, so that helps. I mean, I should be able to actually beat 2 at the same time, but it's gonna be a mission. This way, it's just... There's the orc. No, it's not. That's just a rusty axe. Where's that orc weapon? I know there's one somewhere here. Oh, it's just that guy again. Maybe I can try and beat this guy one. There's a little trick you can do to when you fight humans like this guy. You can, if they're not very experienced, like he isn't experienced, I can see that. If you just block, after you block them, you just hit back. But you see, he just almost one-shotted me there. So it's not like a foolproof thing, but it definitely helps. You can win against them. But this is going to take me a while. And he might one-shot me as well. Oh! Come on. I'd really prefer if I can take him out. And not the other way around.
So much for you, lowlife.
He's like, so much for you, lowlife. Nah, he showed me who's boss. I mean, I just need to build up my skill of it, and Actually get some strength. I still haven't equipped that belt of force. And strength is directly tied to how hard you can hit with your weapon as well. So it is actually a good skill too. Come. Okay, you got a first hit off. I actually don't like this position I'm standing on because this is actually dangerous. But the game feels so weird because I'm obviously wearing the same armor this guy's wearing, but it feels like he's hitting me way harder. But then obviously that just means he has more strength, I think. Come on. Just a few more hits. There we go. See, so I can stand toe-to-toe with another person, even though it's a loafer that's like hiding in a cave, and he's got a buddy in there as well. But I could probably take on the buddy now, but I'm not going to. I'm really just looking for that orc axe that I know is lying around here somewhere. Maybe it's just around the corner, if I'm lucky. I swear it wasn't this far away though. It doesn't look like it's here. This just looks like a dead end. Yeah, this is a dead end. And some of these trees I'm getting just stuck in. Let's see. Where is that orc weapon? I know there's one. I have to comb through these forests. Or it's maybe in that cave right next to the other bandit. Let's just do a quick walk through here. Anything here? Fire nettle. No orc axe yet. What about around here? Nothing there. And this is also kind of like one of those games that's so old that if you alt tab you kind of break it. So if you want to try and Google it doesn't really work as well. And you're anyways going to be reading forums from like 2004 or 6. Let me go check in the cave. Maybe it is in there. I might just be misremembering because that happens a lot these days. And I should be able to take on a single bandit. I mean, I just did, so... What's the worst thing that can happen? Unless he's like more armored. Let's see. Hello.
Rip you to pieces.
Hello. He got the proper jab on me there. He's one shot. He's got the punch. One punch man.
I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
Alright. Let's see. Hopefully I can do the same to you. Oh, he makes it difficult. I know I can do it. It's just gonna take me a few attempts maybe. I don't know if you saw that, but just as I ran in, there's the orc weapon. So it was like legit just here. It wasn't that far away. Alright, so I can actually complete that one mission for the blacksmith at the same time. So it just saves me a little bit of time. Even though it took me some time to figure it out again. And I could swear the weapon was lying outside, but I'm probably misremembering it. Alright, and I'm level 2. Quite a way to get to level 3 still. I'm just wondering, should I either just push up my one-handed weapons or just increase... I think it's better to just learn the technique from the beginning.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Let's also just do this bit quickly.
You still owe me a favor.
Yeah, I
It
know.
is time to pay your debt.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me, but she has had that spot long enough.
And what's my part?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
I won't tell
Alright.
Alright, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares. And bear in mind, I am an
That's not what I heard.
That's...
I've got...
Suit your...
Okay, you can be influential because I'm going to report you to the militia. So you get abducted. It triggers something like what you don't see in the background. There's like a thief guild subplot thing. And
Innos be with you, stranger.
there's 2
What
ways to
brings
get
you to
there.
me?
You either become like good with them or you make them so mad at you that they like send an assassin after you. And then you can also find where they are. So I'm just gonna tell this guy I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal.
I've come to collect... Canthar the
Tell him
merchant
about
is
the
trying to
blackmail.
get rid of Sarah.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons to Onar.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
Good. Oh, let me ask him about the missing people while I'm here.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
Oh, never mind. Just leave me alone with that. I think this guy can teach me a bit of the weapon fighting.
How's your duty?
Oh, these boys swing their swords like farmers. But when I'm done with them, every single one of them will be a tough, hard bastard.
I love the accent again. It's like, what is that? Is that like New York or what is it, Jersey or something? Brooklyn? I don't know, something like that.
I want to join the militia. No.
Then Lord Andre won't take you. Sure, you can talk to him, but I don't think he'll make an exception for you.
Can you train me in sword fighting?
Can you also train me in sword fighting?
Lord Andre has ordered that we train everyone who is in a position to defend the city. But that's only true for combat training. All other kinds of training are reserved for the militia. Can you at least halfway handle a weapon?
I think so.
All right, you can start when you're ready.
All right, let's see.
Let's begin with the training.
So... I actually think I might want to increase my strength first. Even though it's technically better for me to increase the technique, I want to get into... Ah, but I did say I want to become a magician rather. So maybe I shouldn't even level this up. Yeah, let's back off. Let's back off.
Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be
city
avoided for
crier.
your own protection.
Some more atmosphere.
Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
It's gone very quiet. I don't know if it's because I set the music volume down maybe. Let's see. Because there's usually like cool music playing. Not like, you know, like dance music or anything. Just atmospheric stuff. But that's alright. I think you can also just speak. There we go, there's this music.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm not looking for you to give anything away. I'm looking to become an apprentice.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
With another master.
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
Why, thank you.
I want to...
You have...
Okay. So that was an easy enough approval to get. And now I can just tell the blacksmith the same thing.
Hey!
And give him that orc axe.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up?
I actually think I'm going to change the playstyle. Maybe I'll
Bring me an orc's
become
weapon. Orcs have been seen near
militiaman
the
and
city.
join the
With a bit of luck,
paladin.
you won't have to search for long.
Because like I said, I
If you
usually join
manage
as
to
a
bring one
mercenary,
down,
so
I'll take
that
you
can
on
also
as
be
an
fun.
apprentice,
And it's still more in
provided
line
the
with the
other
playstyle I
masters
enjoy.
agree.
Because magic is just... It's not bad in this game, and it's very overpowered when you hit the end level, but it's also very... slow as well in the beginning. I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough
It's still
times, I
ongoing,
can tell
dude.
you. I didn't think you could do it. I'm impressed.
Can I sign on with a different master?
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while, and a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
I'm trying to remember if becoming his apprentice is worth it at all. It might be. It might be.
When can I start as your apprentice?
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc.
Well,
as far as I'm concerned,
but it's
you
fine.
can start here right away. As for the other masters, good old Thorben just wants you to get the blessing of the gods.
That's right.
I think that's a good idea. Bossbird tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. I had a brief but intense discussion with him on this matter. In the end, he agreed. As usual, Constantino doesn't care about anything. He said that as far as he's concerned, you can start wherever you like. And Matteo says you still owe him something. I don't know. You need the approval of at least 4 masters, so you should talk to all of them.
Okay, so that's quick to do, because I know I can just pay... I can tell Thorben I've got the blessings, and then he'll give me his blessing.
How about your approval, master?
Has Vatras given
And
you
then
his
Matteo
blessing?
I can just give the 100
Yes.
gold, and then we
And did you
have all the
also get the
approvals.
blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my
Thank
boy.
you. Wait, let me ask him, have you had
Have
other
you had an
princes?
apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I
Ooh.
wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
That's, that was a bit intense. How long has it been since you saw him?
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work. But I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so?
Is that so? So you know a lot about locks?
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure a poorly made lock is easy to break.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm...
Alright, and that can also easily be done by just paying off his niece's debt. Here's your gold, buddy.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
You want to pay for her? I'd have preferred it if you'd squeezed it out of her. Still, 100 gold pieces is 100 gold pieces. You've held up your part of the deal.
Alright, so...
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
That's good. Is there another way to get in the upper culture?
Is there another way to get in?
Perhaps.
But I'm also not going to join any community for a while, so I shouldn't be too stressed about these choices yet. Where could I sign on as an apprentice?
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrod the Smith, Bosper the Bowmaker, Thorben the Carpenter, or Constantino the Alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters...
Let me go and see. I think I'm gonna become apprentice to the blacksmith, even though I usually do the bower because it's really good money.
Hey,
but let's see.
What do you want?
Can I sign on as an apprentice, or when can I start as your apprentice?
When can I start as your apprentice?
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc. As far as I'm concerned, you can
recalling,
start here right away.
Like,
As for the other masters, Thorben has given you his blessing. Bosper tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. I had a brief but intense discussion with him on this matter. In the end, he agreed. As usual, Constantino doesn't care about anything. He said that as far as he's concerned, you can start wherever you like. And Matteo says you brought him back his gold. Seems to me you're an honorable young man. That means you have the approval of all the masters. Are you ready to start your apprenticeship with me?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Good. I'll teach you how to forge a decent sword. Besides that, it's time you got a bit stronger. You're wasting away before my very eyes.
So he's just a bit of a strength trainer as well. Teach me how to forge a decent sword.
Teach me how to forge...
It's quite simple, boy. Get a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then you pound the blade into shape on the anvil. Your first swords won't be masterpieces, but you can learn everything else later.
A fine sword?
It's quite simple, boy. Get a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then you pound the blade into shape on the anvil.
That sounds like the same as the other sword. A fine long sword? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me first just become stronger. 5, 5.
Come back.
You've all come back.
See, I can see I've got 4 learning points. My strength's up to 30. If I want to make a
what
weapon,
with?
Hey, new in a
Can I buy weapons?
Not really. The weapons that are made in this smithy are, but if it has anything...
Okay.
What?
I can sell you some steel.
Let's just sell me the steel.
What?
I can...
And then let's see if I end there.
Hey,
There you...
do you...
Forget it. Everything I make... I have a commission for 100 swords from Lord Hagen. He wants to equip the city.
That's fine.
What are my tasks?
3 guesses.
Forge.
You aren't as dumb as you look. I pay per blade. Furthermore, I'll teach you making magic blades is only something if you need a place to sleep. You can bunk down.
Yeah, everything's fine, master. So let me just quickly heat up the steel billets, and then I think I can use the anvil. But I'm almost sure you have to have a blacksmithing hammer. I might be remembering it wrong though. Can I get can I also get a chance, please, Harrod? Be very nice.
There you...
Just chat to him. Maybe that prompts him to go do something else. Yeah. So look at the anvil. Oh, I just pull like a hammer out of somewhere. So there is a fine sword, but I can't equip it yet. I don't have the strength. Let's make the smallest sword and let's see if I can equip that at least. I can. Awesome. So I just need to get a bit more strength, and then I should be able to make some nicer weapons. While that's happening, I can go this way and do more quests. Like again, this is just one of those fun atmospheric games. I think there's a guy behind here I can have like a fake arena type of thing with. Is he here? He's usually standing here. But it might be that he only comes at certain times. Let me see. Is this the guy? No.
Is it really true?
It's not this guy with the hammer either.
Hey,
Let's just get
you!
some
I wanted to have a...
money from Lemur, the moneylender.
What is there's a cat house here in a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you need money, by the way?
Maybe, but I know you're trying to get me to the loan shark, and we can actually get some cash from him for free almost, but there's a few prerequisites. Just want to save here because I know this guy's gonna jump me.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the
He's,
tavern?
I think, a bit easier than those bandits I took out, or the bandit loafer guy I took out. Oh, so this is the watering hole.
Ah, so this is the harbor watering hole. And there I was, taking it for the governor's palace.
Hey, cut out the bad jokes, Runner. Otherwise you'll be chewing the cobble.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Calm down, all I want to do is drink a beer.
Calm down, all I want to do is drink a beer.
Okay, but it'll cost you 50 gold pieces to get in.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Forget it, I'm not gonna pay you. Because even if you pay him, he wants more gold. I
coin.
know
Then
how
I'll
it
take
happens.
everything you have. As soon as you're lying on the ground in front of me.
There we go.
Finish him! Ticket.
Finish him now!
Finish him! Attaboy!
Not nice. And then I can rob him rather.
Nothing there.
And that is the law of the world. Right, let's see, there's Lairs or Lares.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
Hey, Lares, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Yeah, of course I remember Lee.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Vatras has sent me to bring you an ornament.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
I need... Well, let me give him the ornament first.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk...
Oh, boo-hoo. I need your help.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
So, we need some money?
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the Harbor District, where it borders on the lower part of town.
Okay. And... about the missing people?
About those missing people. Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Okay,
isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
Alright, so...
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
Alright.
I must talk to the paladins, by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
And...
do you know why the paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave here until we know more about the missing people, or someone else takes over my duties.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
The militia.
Yes, I can imagine you'd like that, eh? Read the law to other people while you're pocketing their purses. The Paladins have set up their provisions store by the harbor. Their provisions master is a good friend of mine. Maybe he can do something for you. His name is Martin.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet, but you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my aquamarine ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
Put on the ring and find a replacement for Laris. But before that, I'm just gonna chat to a few more people, especially this Martin guy, and see if he can help me get into the militia. Although I think the moment you are a citizen, you can technically already just join, which I am, so... I don't think I actually
you have no
to do
business
this.
over here.
What's
up here then?
This is the provisions store of the Royal Guard of the Paladins. I am the provisions master here, and I'm responsible for seeing to it that none of the Paladin stuff goes astray, and you're not wanted here. So keep your hands to yourself or I'll chop them off.
Laris sent me.
Laris sent me. He said you could help me.
So? He did? Then fire away. What do you want from me?
I want to join the militia.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? We don't just take on ragbags like you for no good reason. You'd probably have to.
Spare me the drivel. Tell me what I have to do to join you.
Point.
Okay. Then pay attention. The job of the provisions master is hell, let me tell you. Managing all the crates and sacks in this place is bad enough. But every time I spend an evening in Cardiff's tavern, someone busies himself with the crates here, and when I come back the next morning, something is missing. Strangely enough, the Paladins never see anything. I'm going crazy. I can't spend the entire night standing around here like an idiot. You, on the other hand...
I get it. I'm supposed to keep watch here while you hang around in the tavern.
Take it or leave it.
I'll watch over your provisions crates tonight.
Sweet. Then I'll take off Cardiff's tavern and woe betide you if anything's missing when I get back.
All right.
Tell me that isn't true. That will never change.
I think this is actually going to be quite boring, just like standing here watching crates. Let's see, anything cool? What are you doing? Halt.
Wait a minute.
Nah, it's just like a random night. Let's climb on here. This is a great place to just sit and watch. Just relax. Very relaxing.
It was his decision, wasn't
I still see that guy walking there on the far right. He's almost at the tavern. Yeah. I hope he just goes in and comes back out. Wait, it looks like he's walking back up. Or is that somebody else? That's somebody else. That's probably the person that's taking the supplies.
You can't rely on business.
Wait a minute. What are you doing there?
Well, it's none of your business. Get lost.
Martin will be so happy when I tell him who's been rummaging through his belongings while he's gone.
You do whatever you want. I'll be on my way then, little man.
It was his decision.
Wait a minute.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Do you really think you're gonna get away with this?
Hey, don't make such a fuss about a little bit of grub.
Done that.
Hey,
Something.
yeah, as long as the paladins don't have any new assignments for
You're working?
Yes.
Let's see if
Wait a minute.
You don't have to tell me.
good old Martin comes back, and then he can just be like, alright.
It's as easy as that.
I've heard a thing or two.
It's bad business. I've got no time.
Just looks like a normal night. During the night. Just see where Martin is, if he's coming back. Is he chilled? What is he doing?
You don't have to tell me that.
I don't see him.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
And there's more, believe me. No
I
idea.
don't remember if anybody else comes up here. Because it's been a while since I've done like militia stuff as well.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
And I'm pretty sure I could just join the militia already, but it's fine.
Only in us decides what's right or wrong. The things I
What's
can
happening
tell you.
there?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
That's no better off myself. You should really have
Let's see
known
what the
better.
quiz is. No, nothing there.
You don't have to tell off
I'm
myself.
pretty sure I've caught the person already, so this is quite literally just me having to tell Martin. So is he just gonna walk back? Do I need to wait any longer?
He listened to the wrong people.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Do you really believe that?
Only in us decides what's right.
I probably shouldn't be running away, but I'm just gonna do it anyways to go and find him. Because he should just be in the tavern.
I already thought as much.
Which is right here.
You already know what I have to feel sorry for.
So if I talk to him, yeah, he's just
Hey.
chilling. Standing up in midair. I caught the
I
thief.
caught the thief.
Wow.
It's
I would've been
Rangar who is poking through your
standing there for
stocks.
hours.
Well, finally. At least now I know I have to keep an eye on him. The bastard. There'll be one heck of a dust-up if I catch him at it. I've always wondered why none of the paladins saw anything.
And?
It's obvious. The idiots can't tell those of us in the militia apart from one another. To them, we all look alike. That was good work, mate. If I can do anything for you.
You know what I want from you?
You know what I want from you.
Oh, yeah. You want to join the militia, right? You've already proven your abilities to me. Well, let me put it this way. I'd rather know you're on ours. That's why I'll help you. Take this letter of recommend. You'll find him in the barracks.
Alright, but again, before I completely submit to a
Go ahead, the paladin.
community, I should first work as much around the island as I can. So there's still a few more things I need to do. Especially with
Hey,
regards to the mercenaries.
I've got my own opinion about life trouble as it is. That's nothing.
Let's do this. I'll head up, take a nap, find a person to take over for Loris.
How much? What do you mean?
I'm the moneylender and you can...
And then him and I can go on a
Lend
little
me some
journey.
money.
Sure, how much would you like? I charge 20%.
I'll take 200 gold.
200 gold coin.
That's a lot of money. I'll see you.
That will never change.
Alright, but Laris did say he'll take care of the gold for me, so that's basically free money, I think. Alright, but let me go have a nap. He did say I can nap in here, I'm pretty sure. that's all good. And I technically already know who to flash the ring to. Well, apologies for the yawn.
Adonal saw that this way nothing could exist at all.
I think if I get up here and then to the right, the first merchant there should be in the ring. This guy.
Why are you looking so doubtful?
I see that you bear the sign of the Ring of Water.
So, are you a member too?
What if I am?
Then I would tell you that Lares wants to be relieved from his post down at the harbor.
Fine. If that's so, I'll see to it that somebody deals with it.
I see.
And he works all day too.
Alright, so have you got
a job for me?
So what I can do is just ask Loris to take me with him, and it's literally just like free experience, and it's a good way to get up to the well, at least close to the mercenaries. So let's have a look-see.
Hey!
And do you maybe have any more bullets?
I can sell you...
No, you don't.
Someone's got to do the work.
And I think another cool thing that they mentioned about, well, Gothic 2 at least, although this can also happen in Gothic 1, is since the harbor is kind of like this dodgy area, you can actually pick fights with random people and the guards won't step in and it won't count against you. So I think I can technically just beat this guy. But if you do it in the upper quarters or somewhere, then you get in big trouble. So maybe I should just be fighting random people on the street.
What you waiting for?
Might be
what you waiting for?
Let him have it.
Coin, and it's the experience.
What you waiting for?
But that's one thing. If you knock somebody out,
yeah,
the first time you get experience.
Yeah, that's
the second time it doesn't do anything. Okay,
yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Never pick a fight with me again.
Alright, never mind. I got my face handed to me. Not the word I wanted to say, but
hey, you!
Ahoy, you landlubber. Looks like you're stranded here.
Another wannabe pirate.
Never mind.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Let's just ask Loris. Hey, Loris. I've talked to Baltram.
I have talked to Baltram. He will find someone to relieve you.
Ah, very. You had better keep my act. Who knows? You might want to join us. I never knew that.
Tell me more about Lee and
what do you want to know?
How do I find
the? It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east. I can take you there if you.
Tell me more.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
These are bad times.
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
But I am. Just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
Alright, so what ship is that?
What ship were you talking about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here. But that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
So, I can tell him... Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Tell me more. The ring is to the water mages, but unlike the paladins, we operate in the back. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus.
Okay.
But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
He never would have thought of that himself.
So, let's just tell him, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
So I've got two options. Either I can get him to take me to the farm, or he can take me to take the ornament back. I think Let's have him take the ornament back.
Let us take Vatris's ornament back.
Then let's go. Follow me.
And then after that I can have him just take me to the farm. I just think this route has a bit more experience involved with it. And it's a bit more fun to just see other stuff instead of like just running around talking to people. But it's half the fun in an RPG, just to get to know the people, the town. I mean, I know this town like the back of my hand almost.
This place, order and chaos.
What's the saying? The palm of my hand, I think. Not the back of my hand.
That's typical, isn't it? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Let's go through here. This is gonna be a quick, well, hopefully a quick journey. And there I already see some wolves, and Laris can just take care of them for me, and I can just soak up the experience. A little bit of a cheat. Thank you, Laris. You are a awesome person.
Another one of those beasts.
Which beasts? A wolf?
One less monster around.
3 skins, although I don't join the bowmaker as these apprentices, so you get a lot less for the skins when you just sell them directly. What's your fight? Rats?
Now that we're no longer in town and cannot be overheard, let me tell you a little more. We are now going to take this ornament that you brought me back to Satyrus. You remember Satyrus, don't you?
Yeah, he's like the main water mage.
Satyrus? Who is that?
He was the head of the water mages in the new camp, back in the Valley of Mines when the barrier was still around us all.
I think they add these options just in case somebody's playing that hasn't played the first game, so you kind of just get a bit of
to hold up against
background history or
We lads from the former new camp still have good relations with the water mages. Even Lee will still protect the water mages against any danger today if it's within his power. To keep up the contact with the water mages, I'm in town most of the time, working together with Vatris. And this is the armor that is issued to each of us by the water mages.
I can barely see the armor, but it's fine.
The members of the Ring of Water have been wearing such armor since before the Orc Wars.
What is Cavalorn's part in this? He wasn't a follower of the new camp as far as I know.
You are right. Our community has grown. Even I do not know how many there are by now. But let us move on. I want to get further away from the city. We can talk more about it later.
That sounds good. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Stay close behind me.
Let's get some free XP. That's what he should be saying.
There's another of those scummy beasts.
But there are some cheap tricks you can actually use, especially in the early game, where you could buy like a scroll of transformation, and you can become like I think it's called a dragon snapper, and you can quite literally snap up most of the experience in the game. I mean, I might even use that. It's a bit of a cheese, but it's good to use any advantage you can in this game, like I'm doing now, because it's obviously free experience. It's like that meme where you join
There's another of those scummy beasts.
A game with your friends, like a MMO or something, and you're new to the game, and they just like run around and do everything for you.
So much for you,
always like that.
Beast.
Just walking around getting all the loot. And some swamp weed. Scratch silver balls, all kinds of cool stuff that I'm seeing.
What's wrong? Are you still holding up?
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Stay close behind me.
I actually think we're gonna take a sharp left soon. Yeah. These things are awesome. Scavengers.
So much for you, filthy beast.
I actually think I made it so that the sound of the scavenger plays if anybody joins or follows me on Twitch. It's actually quite funny. But I don't know if those alerts on Twitch even works, to be honest. I'm trying to remember when the second chapter starts, because this game's also a bit weird with the sense that when you start another chapter, like the world gets populated with more monsters and stuff like that. So if you leave the world
Nothing there
alone for too long, then it just gets flooded with monsters and stuff. But it's not done badly. It's actually done very well.
Nothing there.
Alright, let's move.
Stop blabbing. Let's move on.
Stay close behind me.
I'm fairly close to you, Lars. And there's some rupees and some stone tablets, all that interesting stuff. I don't want to hit Lars.
So much for you, filthy beast.
Nothing to be had there.
Let me just pick up this stuff. Although you can't use the stone tablets until later on in the expansion stuff. So let's see what's happening. Ooh. They just came out of nowhere.
Nothing to be had there.
Just some arrow stuff. I think, is that some more stone tablet things? What's that? Just scrolls? Oh, I think there was even a sleep scroll there I saw. Nice. Could have used that earlier, because then I wouldn't have to spend any gold.
The water mages are all beside themselves. They've been digging at an excavation site in the northeast for weeks.
Oh, really?
It's anybody's guess what they're trying to find there. It all started when the earth began trembling like it did in the worst times of the barrier. Horrible stone creatures emerged from the ground, slaying everyone who went within 100 feet of them. The water mages took the matter in hand and destroyed those hostile invaders. And now they're digging down there, searching for an explanation for these strange events. But you will soon see for yourself.
Alright, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Stay close behind me.
While he does that, I'm just picking mushrooms.
Nothing there.
Fancy. I almost think we're done with getting to where the water mages are, but it's a bit dangerous when you go inside this temple where he's leading me to.
Can you still go on?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Stay close behind me.
We're nearly there. I should actually save again. It's been a while. Like, I haven't saved since the town, so if I had an error, that would have been funny. That was a weird noise. I don't know if you guys heard that. Sounds like tinnitus. Is that field rider? Yeah, it's a field rider. Hey, I helped actually.
Nothing to be had there.
Right. It could get dangerous here.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Keep back a little.
Ooh, these things are dangerous actually. Snappers, like little dinosaur T-Rex things. Actually, I think I should say raptor. It's more like a raptor. No, there we go.
Nothing there.
Oh, skinning reptiles is a different skill. Alright, what are you doing there? So you dancing?
We're here. Here, take the ornament. The water mages must be in there somewhere. Take it to them. If you should meet any beast down in that hole in the ground, he'll take care of the beast for you. And one more thing. Don't even think about strolling around for long with this ornament. Go directly to Satyrus. See you.
Wait a minute.
Alright.
Okay, let's...
Where?
To Onar.
And let's go.
Alright, so he can also take me to the mercenaries now. That's fun.
Stop goofing off. Take that...
Okay, is he gonna wait for me? I hope he waits for me while I take this to Satyrus.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder.
Let's quickly see if I can just use some food. Just for a little bit of healing. Do a quick save. Demolish the rest of the rats. And then I know there's going to be some goblin skeletons, and I know for a fact I can't beat them. For that I need to just run to where the water mage is. Okay, grab the meat. Oh, this rat just wants to come eat his friends. Little cannibal rat. Alright, let's eat some healing herbs. Save again. And get ready to run. There, I see the goblin skeleton, and I know for a fact those things will annihilate me. There we go. Right. And now I get to run for my life. I get to run. I want to check, when was that last save that I made? That was a while ago. Right. These things I can't beat. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run like weird. Please don't hit me in the butt. Please don't hit me. Help me, please. Help, 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 help. Thank you. That one too, please. No. No. Help me.
One less monster around.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, you!
Are you mad? Get out of here. It's too dangerous in these vaults for a would-be adventurer. But say, don't I know you? Of course, you bastard. Don't think that I could have forgotten how you betrayed us in the new camp.
Ah, it's gonna play the video where you did something in the previous game. Basically stole all of their magic ore to power a weapon or something. And this movie is from the first game as well, so it's kind of like replaying it as a montage or a memory almost. And then like, and then they even did a joke bit like,
You drained our mound of ore of all magic power, and then simply disappeared. What exactly did you think you were doing?
It was necessary.
It was necessary. Without the power of the ore, I could never have defeated the Sleeper.
What sort of drivel is that? Sleeper? Defeated? Do you have the slightest idea what you have done? You have confused the structure of magic so much that it could be heard back in Corinus. Count yourself lucky that the barrier simply collapsed one day.
What are you complaining about? It all worked out all right.
Mind your tongue. What the blazes do you want here anyway?
I came with Lares.
I came here with Lars.
Lares? Really? Where is he?
Yeah, I was not talking to you too.
Lars went back to the city.
See ya.
What? And he sent you to us alone? What was he thinking?
I brought
your ornament.
What in all the world is that supposed to mean?
I'm actually also going to head off
that?
like in.
Don't tell me that Lars simply handed it over to you.
Like I'm also
Come off it now. I brought it to you. You do want it, don't you?
Certainly. But it disturbs me that you have your hand in the game once again.
Why are you making such a big deal about that old business with the ore mound? After all, I already worked for you back then, and you can't say that I was unreliable.
And what did it ultimately get me?
Nope.
Just don't think that I trust you.
I want to...
Why is this ornament so important to you?
It is the key to a portal. I shall not tell you more.
What are you doing down here?
These halls conceal ancient... The inscriptions and murals indicate a very... Everything you can see here is written in a language completely unknown to us.
I want to
join the Ring of...
What? How do you know about that? Who? Lares, I will kill him. He has broken our first rule. Speak to no one about the Ring of Water. I don't know what I should say. I only trust you where I can keep an eye on you.
It was Vatras who told me about the ring.
What? Vatras? I'm warning you, don't do anything stupid this time.
I'll make an effort.
Since there's no way of stopping you from keeping the other mages from doing their work, you might as well take a message from me to one of them. Tell Riordian that I wish to see him here. He's in the rear part of the vault. You will find him there.
Alright, that sounds pretty cool. Riordian. This Kronos? No, he's right here.
Hey, you! What are you doing?
I'm studying the culture of the ancient people. Based on the inscriptions, they lived long before our time. I don't know exactly when they erected these halls, but their civilization was highly developed. They built a city on the other side of the mountains, and a temple for Adonos.
Satras wants to see you.
Satras wants to see you.
Has he gotten further with his investigation? Then I will go to him immediately. If you want to learn more about this complex, talk to Nefarious. You'll find him farther back
like
in his
a
vaults.
WoW dragon. Evil WoW dragon. Nefarious. It's a nice little portal room. What's that? Stone tablet.
You mustn't believe everything you hear. It's a bad business.
So Nefarious, where are you?
That's all just gossip.
There. Yeah.
Hey!
I wouldn't be so sure.
I brought part of the
ornament. I brought a part of the ornament.
Really? That's terrific.
Do you have any idea where the other parts are?
According to the ancient inscriptions, it was broken into 4 pieces, and it looks as though the parts are still to be found on the island. With Merdarian's help, I have translated some of the inscriptions. There are hints as to where the remaining pieces are. Here, I've marked some of the places on this map. Look around there. You should pay attention to old structures. They might be somewhat deteriorated and no longer clearly recognizable. It could be almost anything. A large rock, a stone circle, a mausoleum, or something similar. But what am I saying? You'll find it. Well, good luck.
I'm no better off myself.
About the missing
Yes, there are 4 in all. You should find the others were...
Why was the ornament...
Whoever did it wanted to prevent the portal from ever being opened again. The longer I stare at the inscriptions, the more I realize that the priests of the ancient culture really were no fool. There was a good we don't know what awaits us there.
That was obvious all along.
How's it going?
What are you doing here? I thought you had been killed.
Almost.
There was quite a fuss about you know that? I hardly recognized Saturas. He was so beside himself about that business back then.
It's a bad business.
Alright. Let's do this. If I look at the map now, at least I have a map. Oh, and I think I've got the add-on stuff that actually shows you where all of the important herbs and stuff like that is. Alright, that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to save, and then...
It can't go on like this forever.
What must we do? Simple way to the militia, I've already got that. But I do think I want Laris to just take me to the mercenaries farm so that I can do a bit more busy work there. There's a lot of experience to get, like, and that's just 3 levels really. I just don't know if Laris will be waiting for me outside or if he ran back to the harbor. There's a good chance he's ran away. So we can jump, jump, jump. And... what sound was that? I don't like that one bit. That's freaking is it scary? I don't like that sound at all. I think it's monsters. I don't think it... oh no, is there goblins there now? I swear they weren't there when... come on, Lars, you better be up here. No, okay. No, he's vanished, he's left me. Come on. There we go. I think it was those lizards I was probably hearing. Underground. I swear there's more monsters now than when Laris brought me. Yeah, this thing's gonna damage me. Oh, it didn't. Surprisingly. Alright, what I think I'm gonna do is save it here and then we'll call the stream, because I am fairly tired, but I'm happy that I did get the stream up and running for this, and I'll have a look and see what it was like. But it was fun. I enjoy playing Gothic, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again. Well, on Monday I'll do a networking lab thing, and on Friday is another gaming session. So hope you have a